You are listening to Plantastic Events Podcast, episode number 23. Hey everyone, welcome to Plantastic Events. I'm your host, Noshin Punjani. This is a weekly podcast dedicated to help you plan your events with ease. Be sure to subscribe at stewjap.com and stay up to date. That's stewjap.com. Plus, you'll receive tons of resources, freebies, guides, and show notes. Thank you for joining, and now let's get into this show. Hey everyone, I'm your host Noshin Punjani, and today our guest is Tisa Horton. She is not only the manager for the beautiful Austin Theater in Fort Valley, but also hosts the famous Georgia Peach Festival. The Georgia Peach Festival is a week-long festival hosted in two peach cities, Byron and Fort Valley. Georgia ranks third in the nation in annual production of peaches, did you know that? And are arguably the sweetest and tastiest grown in the world. They are definitely amazing. The Georgia Peach Festival started actually in 1986. Wow, that's been a long time. To honor peach growers for their contribution to our state's economy and to the food industry nationwide. The festival attracts over 10,000 people each year. That is truly very, very impressive, Tisa. I just wanted to know, it's been an unbelievable amount of time. I wanted to know a little bit about you and how you started working with Georgia Peach Festival, at what age you started looking into this, and also just trying to get a little bit of glimpse on the history behind it all. Do you mind sharing that a bit?
I started probably around when I was 12 years old. I'm now 47, and I've been going to the peach every year ever since.
Oh my goodness, that is awesome. So since you were just a child, right? How did you also manage the Austin Theater? How did that start up?
It started out with the Downtown Development Authority. They was looking for someone to help manage the building, and I volunteered my service, and now we have a nonprofit organization that runs the theater.
Wow, that's impressive. So Georgia Peach Festival, when you were 12 years old, and now you said that you're in your 40s, but since that time from then, what have you seen that's so different in comparison?
The people. We have numerous people that come out. It's just the activities that we have. Now we have more engaged activities for the community. And, of course, the peaches, they are sweeter.
That always makes it better, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to know just why are there two festivals in two different cities? How did that start?
Well, it's just to embrace the both cities that's in the county, just to work together and bring more people into the communities of both cities.
Both cities. Did both cities start in 1986?
Yes.
Wow. So since then, both cities have been working together to partake in this beautiful city process, like the whole festival. Wow, that's impressive. How much community involvement do you usually get from the different types of cities and the people that live in those cities? How involved are they in the festival?
Well, they're very much involved. We have the city organizations that also help out with it. We have different community organizations that volunteers to work the festival.
Mm-hmm.
And, yes, and also, the chamber embraces it, just that all the different government entities embrace it.
That's pretty awesome. Can you tell a little bit about the peach history? Why is the peach in general so famous in Fort Valley and Byron? And just what makes, Georgia peaches so well known?
The little history of it is are the Georgia Peach City, and we are known for our peach warm from Georgia. And then also the first peach, Alberta peach, was developed here in Peach County.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Huh. So can you talk a little bit about like how, I guess, since you've mentioned this before about Austin Theater, how did Austin Theater become a part with like Georgia Peach Festival, or does that actually happen?
Because we, the Austin Theater nonprofit organization, which is the Austin Theater Enrichment Arts Alliance, Inc., have a lot of there for the community during the festival.
Okay, that's good too. What about like how, because you mentioned all of these different pieces that are so integrated within the festival, and it's great to see that, but like, do different city areas become so involved that they actually take up certain pieces like the kids zone, or they talk about the different activities that go on in the cities, or the nonprofit organizations that are involved? Do they also kind of, what do they do at the festival?
Well, they actually more active. They do information for the communities, tell them about the different resources that we have here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good to know. Can you give an example?
We have the Boys and Girls Club that also work with us, that give out information about the different programs they have for the community kids here.
Yeah.
And then we also have the university that also participate, and it just let people be aware of all the assets that we have in our community.
I love that, and I think you mentioned something that I'm even more curious about, is like the volunteers. How does the festival bring in all of these volunteers? You mentioned university, so I want to know a little bit more about that.
The university also have a volunteer program called iHelp, where they look into the different aspects of the volunteer service, and they match them with students.
Oh, okay.
That's in the volunteer hours, yes.
And also it's like the local universities that are in that area, right?
Yes, it's more like a shadow me program.
Right. Okay, that's impressive. And with all of the volunteers, how many volunteers are there just that participate for the Georgia Peach Festival each year? That could mean like the local volunteers, that could mean universities, or just anyone that's being involved.
We have about 15 to 20.
Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good. And how do you suggest, especially to our listeners that are on this call, if they would like to volunteer, how can they get in touch with you to volunteer?
They can go onto our website, and we have a link on there where you can put in your name and everything, your information, to sign up, and then we'll contact with you, and we'll go through a process of the volunteer service and the hours and everything. And they can also call us at 478-825-4002.
I like how you gave the number out. That's actually a very smart move. How do you manage and train all of the volunteers? How does that process work? Do you tell them in advance, or do they just come on site and know exactly what they're doing?
No, we actually schedule two meetings, and we just tell them the description of the volunteer service and the hours, and we do some feedback, and then we just go ahead and place them in what position they need to be.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. Now I want to learn a little bit about what happens in the festival, if that's okay, Tisa. I know from the thing that I've heard most famously about the Georgia Peach Festival is the largest peach cobbler. You know I was going to bring that up, and I just want to know, is that real, or what actually happens? How does that even get to being that way?
Yes, it is real. It's the county commissioners' idea of doing a peach cobbler. So we have chefs and volunteers from the county that goes out and took up our world's largest peach cobbler.
Wow. How much time does it take to make the peach cobbler?
And also,
Oh, yeah.
I want to mention one other thing too. This year, we are having celebrity chefs and
Ooh.
two celebrity chefs that's coming out to be guest cookers for the cobbler. And one of them are from Atlanta, and the other one, her roots are from Peach County. So she's a teenager, and they are becoming to cook up for us.
Nice. Are you allowed to share their names already?
Yes, it's Chef Maurice
Nice.
and Chef Simone.
Ah, and one is from Atlanta, one is from Peach County?
Yes.
Nice.
Actually, they live in Florida, but her roots are from Peach County.
Ah, wow. So, how long has the largest peach cobbler been, like, how long have you been doing that for? Has it been since, like, the first time it started?
Not the first time it started. I'm not sure what year they started doing it, but I think we got the world largest back in '88 or '89.
Wow. That's impressive.
And it takes I want to say up to about 5 hours to cook. We start around 3 a.m. in the morning.
You start around 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So how many people get involved with creating this? I mean, that's like a masterpiece. I wouldn't even want to touch it. I wouldn't want to let it be.
Well, we have represented in about 10 volunteers that help with that.
Wow, that's incredible. That's amazing. What about any of the other desserts? Are there like special peach desserts that happen at the festival?
We have peach ice cream,
Ooh.
peach jam and jelly, and then we do have peach soap.
Ooh. And do you share usually the recipes to the folks that are there, or is this just like a competition style thing?
For the peach cobbler, the recipe, yes, we do the recipe out for the public. And Dixie Crystal and White Lily is one of our sponsors for the cobbler.
Oh, wow.
So they provide the 150 pounds of sugar and 150 pounds of flour.
Wow. Would you be able to share that so that our listeners can also have that recipe?
Yes, I can. It's we have 90 pounds of butter, 150 pounds of sugar, 150 pounds of flour, and 32 gallons of milk.
Wow.
And of course, Georgia grown peaches of 75 gallons.
And they have to be Georgia grown peaches. That's what makes them so special.
Yes.
Do you have, so you mentioned all these other recipes and all these other peach related desserts. Do you have like culinary competitions, or do you have anything where people have to apply to become like, to participate in a challenge?
No, not this year. We didn't do a challenge this year. In previous years, we did like a peach pie contest.
Ooh.
Roll contest, but not this year.
Not this year. Do you have peach theme, like creative things that happen during the festival, like the kids zone or other things that happen?
Yes, in the kids zone, we would have Georgia's largest water slide. And also we would have, we have the Georgia's largest water slide. We would have that. And then we have the peach line dance, and we would have the family fun foam party.
Oh, you're going to have to talk about more details on all of these things, right? So let's start with the water slide. How does that look like?
Okay.
How did it start? What happened?
Okay, we want to create something else larger. So we did the largest water slide for kids. And for the grown-up kids also. They want to try.
I would. So what does that like? So is it just a water slide or is this something peach related? How does that work?
No, it's just a water slide.
That's cute though. It's adorable. I know I would want to ride on it. What about, I think like that's like my whole, if I was a child in a festival and I see one of the largest water slides in Georgia, I would be so excited. I would probably be like, I'm going to ride on it multiple times.
Yes.
Yeah. It would be, I thought that for some reason, I guess in my mind, I was thinking that the water slide ended up being in like a peach cobbler. And then people, but that would probably get very messy very quickly, right?
Yes, it will.
What about the slime dance? What is this?
Well, it's just the line dance, different line dance that we have one of our local dance instructors that would do the teaching of it. I
thought I honestly heard slime dance, and I was thinking slime, like slime?
No.
Well, that's something to partake in. And did you mention the last thing was a foam? What was this all about? Something with the foam.
Yes, like I said, we're going to do a little peach foam, and it is the summer, so it's going to be hot, and we have something to cool you down.
That's perfect, especially during those hot summer days. That would definitely be very helpful. So is it like a foam, like soap-like foam, or is it just something else?
Soap.
Oh.
Yes, like soap.
Okay. Do the kids get involved and everybody gets involved?
Yes. It's soap tubs is for everybody.
That's adorable. That is too cute. I'm excited to go. And I've seen, I just wanted to know, like, I know that you have, like, entertainers and local artists that come in. Can you talk a little bit about, like, the entertainment piece that happens at Georgia Peach Festival?
Yes, we actually have some of our local entertainers that will be performing. We have one of our own hometown bands, the Class Act, that'll be performing, with featuring this 2018 Miss Georgia Peach Queen, Tisa Horton.
Wow.
So we have one Peach Queen that's going to be performing with the band. And also we have former 2016 Miss America Betty Cantrell, one of our own Georgia-grown hometown girl, that will be singing for us also. Wow. And then we have the city band, a show band from Atlanta, Georgia. And then we have for our second weekend, we have Josh Carson. He is one of our Georgia-grown also. And then we have John King. He's one of our Georgia-grown from Athens. And then we have Blair Matthews, which is from Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow, that's quite a lot of a performance list.
It is.
So you mentioned Peach Queen. What is that? Is that like a pageant that you do, or how does that work?
Yes, that is one of our events that we have for the festival. It's a pageant. And we have girls from all over the world to come to compete to be Miss Georgia Peach.
Nice. That's exciting. And nice to know that even though you were a previous Peach Queen, that they're still heavily involved with the entertainment piece of it. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
So what does Josh Carson and I think you mentioned John King, what do they perform? Like, what are their performances or entertainment?
Josh Carson, he is a Southern rock style guitar singer and songwriter. And John King, he's a country music singer and songwriter also. And Blair Matthews, he's a country music singer and songwriter.
I love the country piece of it too, like having that southernness behind the Georgia Peach Festival is what makes it so beautiful, right?
Yes. And then for our other acts, like the Class Act band is smooth jazz and classic R&B. And then we have Betty Cantrell, she's a country singer.
Okay.
And again, the city band is more of a high energy, non-stop show band.
Wow. So you've got a good mix.
So
Like there's jazz going on,
yeah,
there's like Southern country music happening, all kinds of things. Peach Queen
yeah, the little
singing.
piece, but
How many performances would you say on average, like a year, that you get just with these type of performances? That's a pretty impressive amount.
yeah, I think it's around about um, probably we get around about 25 people that inquire about being part of the festival.
Wow.
Not 25, I want to say about 25. So
About,
we just narrowed it down to those six performers.
that's impressive. Are you still looking for, because I know the festival is right around the corner, but I wanted to hear from you. Are you still looking for like vendors and sponsors? And if so, what kind? Please feel free to share. This is your platform.
Okay, yes, we are still looking, if anyone wants to be part of it. We are looking for arts and crafts, and particularly handmade, artistic, and unique, and of course something peachy also. And so yes, we're willing to take them in, food vendors, arts and crafts, and sponsors.
Nice. That's incredible. And sponsors, what kind of sponsors are you looking for?
We can go from the small business all the way up to the corporate business.
Okay. And what ranges are those so that way people are aware of before they even start thinking? That would be pretty good to tell as well.
Okay, and we do also sell friends,
Oh,
friends
nice.
and neighbors that donate to us. So we start at $50 and go all the way up to $5,000.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So that's not a bad range either. That helps out people too. And
Yeah,
the community feels like they're involved in this whole process.
right.
Do you also, so I wanted to know, because the event is right around the corner, I wanted to know the dates and how people can attend, and just generally what else you would like to share. Anything, this is your platform.
Okay. The festival is June 1st and 2nd in Fort Valley, Georgia, and June 9th in Byron, Georgia. And they just come on to Peach County.
Nice.
And, we want you to get in Peach County and enjoy yourself and create some lasting memories and have fun. And it's easy being peachy.
It's easy being peachy. I love that line. So for just knowing the differences, two different weekends, right? That happen in Byron and then that happen in Fort Valley.
Yes, the first weekend of June is in Fort Valley, and the second weekend of June is in Byron, Georgia.
Awesome. And what time do they start?
In Fort Valley, the first weekend, we do a Friday and Saturday. Friday start at 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And on June 2nd and Saturday, it starts at 9 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Perfect.
And then the second weekend, Byron, for June 9th, it starts at 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. on that Saturday.
Okay. And are all of the events or the performances essentially the same, or are there differences between the two different cities?
It's different between the two different cities.
Okay.
Mhm.
What are some of the differences?
Well, just the difference of we have like I said, we have more of the hometown performers, the class act band, and former Miss America Betty Cantrell, and the city band. They are performing on June 2nd, starting at 6 p.m. in Fort Valley, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
June 9th in Byron, Georgia, we have Josh Carson, which is the hometown fella, and John King, which is George Grant, and Blair Matthews from Tennessee on June 9th at 6 p.m. in Byron, Georgia.
That is awesome. And just to know that there are differences, so you can attend both, which is also exciting at the same time, because I know I'll be there,
Yes.
and I look forward to the listeners being there too. So Tisa,
All right. Well,
We're so excited to see you there, and we're so excited to join the festival. And I hope all of the listeners can join as well, whether it be via volunteering, as a vendor, as a sponsor, or just an attendee. It's fun all together, right? Do you have anything else you would like to add?
I come out to the 32nd Georgia Peach Festival and have a good time. And remember, it's easy being Peachy.
It's easy being Peachy. Thank you, listeners. Thank you so much, Tisa, for joining. I know you're really busy, but thank you so much for being on here today.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Although the event industry includes a lot of stressful work and late meetings or late events, just remember that every event you help to bring to life creates memories of a lifetime for many people out there. Did you love this episode of Plantastic Events? We'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on iTunes. Each week, we'll give a shout out to the Reviewer of the Week. Also, don't forget, we have resources available at stewjap.com. Thank you for listening, and I hope you'll join us next time. Goodbye. Produced by stewjap.com. Music by Justin Mahar.